everybody, this is Jon-Paul Kersey, and welcome to my channel. Quite the intro, spruced it up a little bit. But anyways, this is about the DJI Mavic MIni and the SKYREAT filters that go on it. So first off, I'm doing a little bit of an unboxing. Haven't opened these yet, so welcome. So here's the little filters. And these filters are dope. They're SKYREAT. I think I paid like 84 Canadian. I think they only go for like 39 American. Pretty dope filters. So I think they are anyway. So let's try them out and see if they're any good. So I'm opening the box and let's see if these are any decent. Okay. So it's packaged pretty nicely. You know, they could have made it so you can open the box without ruining it, but they didn't. So here's what's inside the box. That's the inside of the box. Kind of plasticky back. Kind of cheap. I don't know, for $89 for 6 filters. We'll see if they're any good. So here's the filters. And let's open them up. So there's ND, well, there's UV, there's ND8, 16, ND32, ND64, UV, and a circular polarizer. So 8, 16, 32, 64, UV, and a circular polarizer there. Now, personally, the UV filter is completely renders useless because that's just basically a glass that protects your a piece of glass that protects your drone. It protects your drone camera, but like really, I think if your camera is going to get screwed up, then it's going to be screwed up. I don't think a UV filter is going to protect the gimbal or anything. So anyways, so basically, these are the filters. And let's weigh them and see how much these things weigh. So the ND64 is probably the one that I'll use the most. Here they are. Here's the SKYREAT. Here's how tiny they are. They're tiny little things. Very tiny. Oh, very tiny. And so that's 0 grams. One filter doesn't even weigh a gram. In all honesty, doesn't even weigh a gram. So I'm pretty sure I can calibrate my thing, but let's see what it does to all of them, and then let's see how easy it is to apply. So put this aside. Let's take out my DJI Mavic MIni, and let's see if the DJI Mavic MIni, how much it weighs, and then with the filter, if it even affects it going over the 249 gram, the 250 gram, and if it stays below 250 gram, because it's supposed right now as it sits with the battery and the USB charger, it's 249 grams apparently, and we're gonna actually weigh that out. So I'm gonna take off the gimbal head protector, so that's off there, and then so here's my drone, a little Mavic MIni here. And then here's my guy. Love this little thing. I already got an SD card in here, so put that over to the side. And let's put the battery in because I'm curious to see how much this weighs with a fully charged battery. Just because. So here, I'll slide this back over. So with a fully charged battery, my Mini, make sure nothing's obstructing it, my Mini weighs 249 grams. That's dead on with a fully charged battery. Now, let's add the ND64, this little guy here. Let's add this little thing. You can barely see it. It's so tiny. Let's add this, which says that it didn't weigh anything. And let's see how I can even fit this on. Put it on, slide it back here. They say that you have to slide it on your gimbal head, and it just fits down and it clamps down through the back here. Oh, I don't have it on quite properly here. Let's take it off. So apparently you put your gimbal head down like this, and you put it on these little grate things, and then you attach it through like that. So that's how you attach it, just by sliding it over this little grate, the grate there of the gimbal. That gives it some air for your camera, I guess. I don't know what the hell that is, but pretty sure that's what it is. And then it just slides on and it attaches like that. So with this ND64, this guy attached, we'll see now how much this is going to weigh. So does it weigh more than 250? It still weighs 249. So with one of these attached, it still weighs 249 grams, which is still makes this a sub 250 drone. So yeah, that's pretty awesome in my mind. Be able to stick an ND filter and like ND64, which would be the heaviest neutral density. And then let me see if I stick a, let's see how much this little guy weighs here. If it weighs anything. Nope, doesn't weigh nothing. And that's the circular polarizer. Let's see, now the circular polarizer is supposed to get different variants from spinning the polarizer, but I don't think you'll see much of a difference. I don't know, we'll have to see, because how are you supposed to spin this little tiny polarizer that's yay big? That's yay big. How are you supposed to spin that while the drone is flying? So if there's trying to reflect the glare off the water or a car or something, but your drone is constantly changing angles, how are you supposed to change your circular polarizer? I don't get that. It'd be different if they had like a little electronic thing that changed it while you're in air, but to me this is kind of a silly piece. Not knocking it though, because I haven't tried it and it might work just beautifully. I don't know, so it might work good and it might not. So it comes with a 6-pack piece, and to be honest, these little pieces are they're made out of thin metal. It's not even made out of plastic, and like, these legit look good. This is the UV one, and they're nicely made. Nice, the craftsmanship's beautiful on this. Just for a little drone ND, like, that's pretty cool. So right now on my Mavic Mini with the ND64, went on pretty easy. Like, it was really easy to attach. I just attached it up there. Let's see how easy it is to get off. Literally, it just peels off. And then it just literally peeled off like nothing. And then to put it back on, just go on the grates. And then it just clips back on, I think. Yeah, it's literally the easiest thing. It's literally the easiest thing to get on. So you saw it with like that, how easy it was. Just weigh it one more time so everyone can kind of see for themselves, so I'm not BSing. So it's 0, and then weigh it with the ND filter. Still weighs 249 grams. So pretty dope. Another thing that I forgot to mention about this these ND filters is that it came with a really nice cloth to wipe down the ND filters. Like, honestly, I bought $600 and variable ND for my USR, and it did not come with a cloth. And this is 100. Well, basically, for if you were to see these in stores, it'd be like 80 bucks Canadian and like 39 bucks American. And to be honest, this is like high-end quality lens cloth. Really impressed with that. And even the packaging, to be honest, at first glance, it seems cheap, but it's nice. Like, it's small. It fits in your bag very easily. And you know what? It even fits in my drone bag super easily. Watch. I'll fold out my drone and I'll show you how easy this package fits into my drone bag. So, anyways, let's show you right here. There's my drone bag. Here's my drone bag that I'm going to fold up my drone. And I got my ND filter on. Don't even really have to take it off. And let's go like this. Like, it can literally go like right here. See that? It just fit, the ND filters just fit right there. Put my batteries in there. It's still flush. Put my beautiful lens cloth to protect my beautiful drone. It's the sacred drone. I love this drone because I don't need a pilot license to fly it. So I feel that kind of takes away the vibe from the whole experience. Close it. Voila. Drone bag, finally flushed. Got ND filters in it and everything. That's how sweet those and small and compressed that little container is, and it fits in there perfect. So honestly, you cannot go wrong with these ND filters. So far, so good. Let's take her out for a spin. See you down at the river. All right, so today I'm gonna fly the Mavic Mini, and I'm going to do it with the ND64 first, then the ND32, then the ND8, and then I'll try the circularizer polarizer and see how that goes. Now I'm about to take off.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
That's with the ND64 attached. Looks quite lovely. ND64.
Landing.
So far, the gimbal worked fine. It calibrated perfectly fine with the filter on. And now I'm going to try it with the ND32. All right, so now I'm going to do ND32, and let's see how this goes.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
colors on this is awesome. And that's ND32.
Landing.
So basically, my conclusion for the SKYREAT filters for the DJI Mavic Mini are ND64 worked awesome, like hands down amazing. The quality, the vibrance, the picture quality of the sky. You know, you could use a good ISO so you get that low noise performance. And it was a beautiful ND filter for the DJI Mavic Mini, the ND64. And then the ND32 was really good. Still very impressive. I would give it 10 out of 10 stars for that too. ND16 is when you started seeing a little bit of a variance. I could see maybe if it wasn't so bright out and you wanted to use a low ISO and it was kind of like a cloudy day or low light, a little bit lower light, then ND16 could come in handy. ND8, though, I found completely useless. I've tried it in cloudy days and I've tried it in sunny days and night and everything. The only time I could see it using is for a sunset. That would be really nice to use the ND8, but besides that, and then the polarizer, completely useless. The only time I noticed that you could see the polarization is if you're looking completely straight down, then you could see it. But if you're looking on an angle with your gimbal, like the camera on the gimbal, and if the camera's like this, then there's still a glare off all the water. Like there's no way to adjust the density of the polarization, the circular polarizer on that. So I think that's kind of useless. And then the UV was useless too. So I would say the three that I would recommend are ND16, ND32, and ND64. Now, would I recommend this for someone to buy this? 100%. Yes, because just because ND8 and the polarizer and the UV filter aren't good, for the quality of this, it makes it subpar 250 drone still. With the filters attached, it doesn't add any weight. And also, the quality is really good. It's manufactured out of some type of metal of some kind, and it's lightweight. It's strong. It's durable. They don't break. Perfect strong. The quality of the actual lens, the ND filter, is beautiful. They give a lens cloth, nice lens cloth. So you get three ND filters. 16 not so much, but it is still good. I still had some good footage. I just didn't demonstrate it. To be honest, I forgot to press the record button on it. But the ND32 and the ND64 were amazing, hands down amazing. Now, would I buy this and recommend it? 10 out of 10, 100%. Just because the other ones aren't as good for me and my workflow doesn't mean it might not be good for your workflow. You might be able to figure out something to get your polarizer to work, and you might like having a UV filter to protect your gimbal glass. That might make sense to you. Or you might also like having that ND8 for basically a sunset somewhere. That could benefit you. But for me, the ones that'll benefit me are ND16, ND32, especially ND64 on those bright days, because as I demonstrated, the clouds and everything were beautiful. So would I recommend this? 100%. I got it off Amazon. I live in Canada, and that's where I got it off. There's other filters that are the same packaging, but different names. So I'm not sure if different parts of the world have different names, but SKYREAT, hands down, if you have a Mavic Mini and you love flying your drone, get that, because the footage looks phenomenal with that ND64, ND32, and ND16. It is highly recommendable. It's affordable. It's not super expensive like Polar Pro's filters. Polar Pro's filters are dope, but Polar Pro doesn't make filters for the Mavic Mini as of now. So these ND filters are beautiful. SKYREAT, hands down, 2 thumbs up. Ciao, y'all.